Afternoon. So a lot of you guys been asking me on how I do some certain things, and I'm going to share that with you now. Okay, the first thing you need to do is get your grain picked out. I prefer white popcorn from health food stores, but you can use rye berries, you can use red wheat, you can use white wheat. Fuck, you can use grass seed, you can use milo, you can use millet, you can use whatever the fuck grain you want to use for this, and it'll all come out pretty close to the same. In fact, you need to switch grains about every 3 or 4 runs, or you'll get what's called senescence, where they're no longer potent. So always keep that in mind. Maybe I might do one on wood chips for you someday. We'll see how you guys react to this one, and if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so you got your grain. Now you gotta get a big old pot. Okay? And there's gotta be a big enough pot, because for every 4 cups of grain, you need 8 cups of water. And I recommend doing a batch of no less than 8 cups of grain at a time, which would mean you would need 16 cups of water. So you have to have a fairly sizable pot here for this. Okay? So what you're going to do now is you're going to boil that shit, not at a high boil, because you do not want the grain to split. But you're going to boil it on a simmer for at least an hour and 45 minutes. Okay? The next part's really important. While you're boiling it, you need to scrape all that gray. There's going to be gray, scummy shit that comes to the top. Scrape all of that shit off and throw it away. If you need to, you may have to add some more water to it. But if you got to add more water to it, you're running it at too high of a temp. Okay? So what you're going to do after you boiled that for about an hour and 45 minutes is you're going to let it sit overnight in that scum water. And the reason you're going to let it sit in that scum water is because if there's any endospores, anything like that, you want them to germinate during this time. Okay? So you're going to let that set for a full 24 hours. Then you're going to take it to a colander, and you're going to rinse it out in that colander until the water runs through clear. Okay? Now you're going to have your mason jar sitting there, and you're going to fill each mason jar about 3/4 of the way full. Okay? And you're going to get your pressure cooker set up, and you want your pressure cooker to run at 45 psi, no less than that, for an hour and 45 minutes with each one of those jars in it. So follow the directions on your pressure cooker. Do not overpressurize your pressure cooker. I have seen pressure cookers rock it. It ain't pretty. Okay? And you're going to pressure cook them things appropriately. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, and if you guys ask me for more videos about this stuff, I'll tell you a little more. FGF 030.